We will talk about Science World and Space Center. There was a display called Walking Piano. When we walk on the piano, it makes a sound. And we can make a song too.
There was a display called Plasma Ball. When we put our hand on the plasma ball, the plasma follows our hand, and it looks like lightning.
The water vortex was a display-shaped tornado. When we pull the lever down, the ball goes down. When we pull the lever up, the lever at the ball goes up. It looks like tornado.
In the space center, we saw a space show. The expert explained about space and astronauts. The expert show us the video about space and astronauts. In the video, there was how to astronaut go to bathroom and go to bed and play baseball.
We saw a constellation and a solar system show at home screen. The experts showed constellation and solar system. I saw the Big Dipper constellation and the Great Bear constellation. The Big Dipper has 7 stars and the Great Bear has 18 stars. At Science World and Space Center, I had lots of fun. And my favorite part in Science World was the water vortex because the tornado was spinning in the little bottle. And my favorite part at Space Center was the Dome Theater because I felt like I was in space.
My favorite part in Science World was the plasma ball because the plasma follows our hand was interesting. And my favorite part in the Space Center was the space show because I learned many things about space and astronauts. Thank you for listening.
We went to Space Center and Science World and we saw many interesting things there. First I saw was brain spinner. We have to spin the spinner many times and stare at 20 seconds and see the picture of clouds. We can see clouds are moving. And there was also shooting. We load the gun and aim correctly and shoot and see the screen. How many points did you get? I like brain spinner the best because moving clouds were interesting. I dislike the wheelchair race because I always lost, and I was glad to go to Science World.
I'm going to talk about what I learned at Space Center. First of all, I learned how astronauts eat food. So they use freeze-dried food because it has a longer shelf life. Because ordinary food goes quickly in space, they add a little bit water to the food because it is freeze-dried. They often eat hot cake and waffle with honey in the morning. Second, I learned how astronauts use the toilet in the space. They have to grab something to stay on the toilet stool. This will be helped to make sure they can put their pee and dung in the small hole. When the astronaut is done, he uses water to wash his spacesuit. Third, I learned how astronauts play baseball in space. A man hits the ball, the singer runs and catches the ball because the ball is very slow.
I learned about the constellation in Space Center by the Dome Show. Big Dipper is the constellation that's shaped like Dipper. Cassiopeia is the constellation that's shaped like W. And Hercules is the constellation that's shaped like man holding stick and spears.
I enjoy Space Center. It made me want to go to the space and learn more by myself. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Science World and Space Center.
We will talk about Science World and Space Center. First, gun shooting. It is a sensor gun shooting. A target is on the back and we sit on the chair and aim the gun, then shoot. You air up your tunnel to see how well you did. Pressure gauge. You have to hold the pressure gauge tightly. It measures your hand pressure. You can see your tunnel to see which is very high.
I will talk about what I learned about the parachute at Science World. A parachute is an airbag in the air. It opens and when you're falling, it slows you down from falling quickly and hurting or killing yourself. When the parachute falls from the pole, we catch it and then put it in the hole again.
In Space Center's rocket, there are many things inside the rocket. Astronauts sleep in the same place, which is the rocket. Inside the rocket, there are no bedrooms, so they sleep in the sleeping bag.
Do you know how astronauts play baseball inside the spacecraft by themselves? We learned about this at Space Center. First, they throw the ball. They run toward the ball and pick up the bat. They hit the ball. Home run! Also, at Space Center, we enjoyed a show on the dome screen. The Big Dipper looks like a dipper. It has 7 stars to form the Big Dipper. Another constellation I learned about is Hercules. It has 48 stars. Cassiopeia looks like a flat W. There are 5 stars to form Cassiopeia. I learned that Mars is old and Saturn has a ring around its planet. Mars is closer to Earth than Saturn.
I really enjoyed the Science World gun shooting because it was fun. I disliked Space Center's rocket fun because it was boring.
At Space Center, I like how astronauts play baseball, but at Science World, I dislike the parachute display because I was short and someone came who was taller, so I couldn't catch it. Thank you.
We will tell you about Science World and Space Center.
First, we will tell you about Science World. Tower of Hanoi. I put the ring on stick from largest to smallest. I have to move ring one by one and make the ring move to the other stick same order.
Second, I will tell you about the wheelchair race. Wheelchair race includes simulator. When we roll the wheels, the person on the screen moves forward. We can't play wheelchair race alone. We need 2 per people to play it. When we roll the wheels faster and faster, the person on the screen moves fast. When you pass the finish line faster than the other, we win the game.
Lift yourself. Sit down and pull up to lift yourself.
Finally, I will tell you about the walking piano. We step on the piano, which is drawn on the ground, and it makes a sound. We can play music too. Second, we will tell you about Space Center. I learned how they play baseball in space. First, they throw the ball to the other side. Second, they run to the other side and hit the ball. I also learned how they
wash their hair in space. First, they put water on their hair. Second, they put shampoo on it. Finally, they wipe their hair with a towel.
Tom Screen Show. I learned that there are 7 stars in the Big Dipper.
In Science World, I like Lift Yourself the best because I could learn. It was very fun going up by pulling a rope. At Space Center, I like the Astronaut Show the best because I could learn how they do things in space with no gravity. And nothing was boring or bad in both places.
I like Tower of Honor because it was interesting. I hate Tom Screen Show because if I understand a little bit, but it was amazing.
Thank you for listening.